Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Perisno. Now, when we left off, we had just taken Reichberg from the likes of the Maccabeans, and yes, we received some rather frustrating news that King Ingveld himself decided to award it to a vassal that we haven't even heard of. So, yes, that was rather disappointing, to say the least. But we have now headed over to Yerbe Castle, and I probably will be sieging it off screen because there are only 16 units in here. However, they do have 2 Dragonaires in there, as well as a whole load of other units that I do believe would be rather useful to us. And first, we are going to be taking on this fellow right here, as well as maybe hunting down that guy as well, because as you see here by this battleground marker, they were doing battle with one of our vassals, and unfortunately I was not in time to assist before they were taken out. So yes, this fellow has 110, this guy has 20. I was hoping to get both of them in the line of fire, but unfortunately I was not in time. So let's have a look here. We're going to be increasing her strength even further, get some more power strike, and some more one-handed proficiency, because of course she is using that assassin's blade. And speaking of assassins, I will show you in just a moment what I mean by that, but yes, we are going to be increasing Slighter a little bit. What are we going to get on him, though? That is rather difficult. Maybe some more athletics, perhaps? Well, we'll increase his strength anyway, and we'll get some more Weapon Master, because as you see, he does have 70 weapon points. Goodness me. Wow, we definitely need to spend some of those, so let's get some of his two-handed proficiency as well as one-handed up, and then we will go to what I was talking about previously. As you see here, Sword Sisters can advance into female assassins, and I'm actually very hopeful what they will actually have stats of, you know? I think that the stats of those guys will be absolutely amazing, so let's hope, shall we? Now, the only problem I'm foreseeing at the moment is that we will not be able to take any of these guys prisoner, because I was so in a rush to get over to Yerbe that I neglected to obviously check Reichberg for a ransom broker. So let's just head in here, see what we can do, and yes, we are going to be taking you on, unless I can... Aha! We can persuade him? Maybe? How do you feel about... Ah, never mind. Okay, it apparently means that he is very loyal to the leader of the Hakon Empire, unfortunately. But at least we do have a rather cool field battle on our hands here instead of a siege. So let's see what we can do. We have 87 on each side here. And it does appear as though the snow is rather bright, so I do apologize for that. Also, I must mention before we engage these guys here, that my previous episode was, it appeared, far below the standard of quality that I have tried to adhere to this entire time that I've been uploading videos. So I do apologize very much so for that, but hopefully this video will make up for that, as it is going to be in 1080p, and hopefully it will be crystal clear as much as it can be, of course, because Mount & Blade is a very fast-moving game, and sometimes that obviously causes some issues with artifacting and everything like that. But yes, never mind, we are hopefully going to be seeing some very crystal clear slaughter here, and maybe even have Striker Wilkins survive a particular battle. That would be rather cool, wouldn't it? So, let's see here. Let's get our archers on this hill here. We do seem to be taking out many of their horsemen already, which is very good to see. And now we're just going to be moving our infantry down as well. Let's get our cavalry all the way over there. And, whoa, there is actually a huge amount of cavalry on our side. We have 43, which is more than any other archetype that we currently field. So let's move our infantry slowly towards the opponent. And, oh wow, okay, never mind. It does appear as though they are in one of the worst positions. Wow, this is good for us. Bad for them, yes. So let's charge our infantry in while we move our archers around here. I think we'll move our archers there to assist the cavalry, and I think what we're going to do is tell our cavalry to follow us, so that we can actually charge straight in to their archers, and indeed infantry as well, which is why I'm being a little bit sheepish about this. I am not necessarily liking the fact that we have to run in here, and... Ouch! Oh no. Okay. We are okay. That's fine. This is not, though. This is not fine. Yes. as you may tell, my horse is actually crippled, I believe. That's why it's moving a little bit too slow for my liking, but thankfully enough, we do have a huge amount of cavalry units, and they are doing an excellent job, as I have just taken out some of their units, as well as my horse getting taken out, unfortunately enough, and wow, okay, I was actually decimated rather fast by that Hakon Legionnaire, but nevertheless, it does appear as though we have succeeded in defeating this vassal very quickly indeed. I do believe that our maneuver was devastating to his forces' morale, as well as, of course, their HP. But yes, where are the remaining units? Our archers are not necessarily being too useful at the moment. Maybe I could move them a little closer ahead, perhaps? Let's advance, shall we? Now, for some reason, as soon as I click advance, the archers go from 8 to 22. That's rather impressive, but nevertheless, there it is. 8 renown and 25 morale. We need the morale, that's rather nice. And there we are, we were able to defeat him, no problem at all. We are going to be taking this guy prisoner, increase our relation even further with the Valahir clan, as well as Drahara. So we must have some sort of allegiance going on with them. And now we have 7 spaces, so we are going to be taking Hersia's Huskals and Hardened Drengars. We may as well take these archers as well, and we'll take one of these too. Now, as I said before, we don't have any space for prisoners, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll have a little bit of space for loot. Yes, it does appear we do. And this is actually better than what we're wearing at the moment. Oh, this is good. Wow. Okay, well, it is rather amusing, I have to admit. I was not expecting it to look, well, great, but maybe the Praetorian helmet would be good, but, yes, it's just that we usually get headshot, and I would like to try and prevent us from being absolutely massacred from one headshot from a lucky crossbow bolt or arrow from anywhere, but yes, as you see, we do have a lame horse as well, so let's see what we can do here. Let's use this instead for now. And we will let our other horse rejuvenate itself. And I think that guy will be running away, won't he? Yes, I think he will, but as we are not able to take any prisoners, I would like to head into the tavern here, see if there's a ransom broker. If there isn't, then that is just the way things are going to be. But we do have 2 very good companions here. So, shall we try and get them? That might be an idea, shall we? Let's do it. So, what are we going to do here? We're going to be losing these snow crawlers, I do believe, and probably these archers as well. There we are. We now have 130, and we can head in to speak to Tamaris as well as Silavethiol. And unfortunately, we told them that we didn't have enough money, so let's see. Oh my. Oh. Okay, so 12,000. I wasn't expecting her to be that expensive. I think I'm actually just going to be taking Silavethiol here because she is cheaper? Yeah, I don't really want to insult her that much, but she is cheaper. 4,000, that is much better. We are going to be taking her instead. And unfortunately, Tamaris is just going to have to wait until we have enough money to be able to field her out in the fields of battle. Yes. So, anything else going on over here? No, unfortunately not. I do believe that maybe Volderberg would have a ransom broker. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll cut away. I'll make my way to Volderberg, and then when I cut back, we should be speaking to the ransom broker, and we will then head over to Yabe Castle, and I will begin preparations on the ladders there. Okay, so apparently Volderberg had no luck whatsoever, and it appears that Reichberg was indeed the place that we needed to go to obviously find a ransom broker. So yes, we are going to be selling all the prisoners. 7,500 dinars, absolutely worth it right there. Very good, and I think that will be it here. So yes, I will see you at Yabe Castle. Okay, so as you can see here, we have actually encountered, I believe it is the vassal with 21 units. I have no idea why he is engaging upon us, but I was waiting at Yabe Castle until I was able to siege it, because of course it was under siege by one of our other vassals, and unfortunately, as it has the under siege status on it, I am not able to begin construction. So it does appear as though, yes, this fellow is attempting to interrupt us for no apparent reason whatsoever. But yes, it is snowing, which is rather cool, and we do have a rather nice battlefield to fight on. So, let's do this. We have so many cavalry that, yes, we should be completely fine here. Of course, Silavethiel is among us now, so she will show us her skills, and it does appear as though the Hakon do very much so enjoy using their cavalry units as well. So let's see what we can do. Oh my, I didn't really want to get hit by those mounted Praetorian guards, that is for sure. So, yes, that's primarily why I missed that. Yes, make excuses right now. Yes. Okay, well, nevertheless, we are going to hopefully deal some very considerable damage with our Valahir Herseers. We are doing very nice already. And it does appear as though that was very easy indeed. However, they have a couple of infantry units back here as well. We are going to be charging in our cavalry, and we'll see what we can do with that. Very nice. Take out that guy as well. 170 damage with this mace. Amazing. Very nice indeed. Well, let's take out those guys as quickly as we can, and we can also take them prisoner, which is even better. So, yes, that is exactly why this particular mace is very good to use, yes. Okay, so we're going to take some Huskarls, we'll take some hardened Drengars, and then we'll take as many of these guys as we can, because of course, in Yerbe Castle we do have some very good units there. And, aha! Brass boots. They're actually exactly the same as what we are currently wearing, which is actually not too bad, so maybe we should use those. Who knows? Okay. Well, yes, I will, once again, resume waiting at Yerbe Castle. Although, we have Queen Trisna coming over here. Oh, that's impressive. Can we take her on? I don't think so somehow. Nope. She has 79 divine aethelings. Yes. That is definitely something we do not want to trifle with at the moment. And now Yerbe Castle is not under siege any further. Wonderful. Okay. Well, I'm going to wait here for some time, and then we'll see what the situation is after we have rejuvenated. Okay, so after having waited for some time at Freising, because of course I had a couple of morale issues, we have now seen that Drahara and the Zann dynasty have agreed to a defensive pact, as well as Macavia declaring war against the Zann dynasty, and we have Drahara declaring war against Macavia as well, so they are in a very bad spot indeed. Now, the one thing that we must do is, well, as you see here, we have Albert Castle under siege. We also have Radigir Castle, which has just been taken by one of our vassals. And I think what would be a good idea is if we were to head to Ismorala Castle while they are occupied with Alberk. So, we're going to head over here, attempt to take this, and... that's not very good, is it? How many units do they have? Do they have anything that we are afraid of? Sometimes, yes. They have 10 heavy marksmen, 10 North Guards, and various other units that are rather impressive. Let's actually just see where they're going to be heading for now, because maybe if we're fast enough they will turn around. Yes, it does appear they are, so maybe they're going to Yerbe Castle, who knows? It's actually rather well defended now, so I'm not entirely sure whether they'll be able to succeed there, but I do believe Ismorala will be a good target. We have 6 hours to construct our ladders before we have any issues whatsoever. Hopefully we will be able to do it. Yes, we were. And now let us lead our soldiers in an assault, and we will show them what the true meaning of fear actually is. Yes, we are a little bit scared of their heavy marksmen, I have to admit, but nevertheless, we will attempt it. Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to try and put our cavalry just in front of the archers, because of course we do have the Illican Rangers, and they are doing an excellent job as per usual. Now, they do only have 70 units here, so I think what we can probably do is we can probably have a very good chance of being able to just rush straight up the ladders here and be able to take it very easily. However, I would like to make full use of our archers and our mounted archers, of course, and as a result I'm going to be waiting a little bit here just to make sure that we are not wasting too many of our infantry in a needless slaughter of our opponents. So let's just see here, 63. I think we'll go once we have 50 enemies remaining. I think that should be a pretty good time to move in. And, of course, we are still getting a load of kills thanks to our Illican Rangers and Elvery units. And Shijin marks the time when our infantry will be charging in. And why are there new enemies arriving? Have they reinforced Ismorala Castle? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this is the best time to go in anyway, because of course we do have the ability to get onto the battlements at least, and that will give us a good foothold in this area, and hopefully we will not see to take too much damage. No. Okay, no. 14 damage, okay. Be a little more cautious, shall we, Striker? And now our cavalry is in here, very, very good. Now I'm going to get our archers over here, I think. No. We'll move them a little bit closer. But other than that, we're just going to leave them down there for now, because at the moment, as you see, our infantry is having quite a few issues. I'm not entirely sure. They only had 74 here, didn't they? They only had 74 units, but for some reason they've just brought some out of the woodwork somehow. Well, nevertheless, there we go. New enemies have arrived once again. But I do believe this is the final wave. Aldin has leveled up to level 16, which is a great thing to see. And now we can just take out some of these guys here. Now, hopefully Aldin and many of our other companions will survive here. We do want them to get as much XP as possible. And of course I do have the ability to take many of these heavy crossbowmen prisoner. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to follow Aldin here. We're going to go round the side and see what we can do. But first, I want to make sure that our archers are in the best possible position, so I'm going to be telling them to hold position there. And unfortunately, Kara was taken out among other things, but she was able to kill one of the Freelancer Knights on the opponent's side right there. So that's not too bad, I have to admit. And now we will head up here with Aldin, and who is this right next to us here? Aha! An Illican Knight. Let us hope to fight shoulder to shoulder with this fellow, and hopefully he won't get taken out. At the moment, it's getting a little bit dicey because he's running in there without any thought to his own survival, which is admirable, but it is maybe a little bit foolhardy at this moment. Yes, he was taken out, unfortunately, but thankfully enough, he did carve a path through their lines, and hopefully I'll be able to capitalize on that. And it does appear as though I was able to do so. And there we are. That is victory at Ismorala Castle. Hopefully what we'll be able to do is head on very quickly indeed from here and go to another fief from the Machiavellians and hopefully be able to capture it. So we were able to lose 6 units there. Not bad at all, if I do say so myself. And, whoa, 176 units? I didn't know they had 176 there. I thought they only had 73. But, well, nevertheless, we do get to take a large amount of good units. I'm going to take some peasant women because they do become female assassins as far as I am aware. As you see, where are my sword sisters? There. They become female assassins. Very nice indeed. So, let's take these guys, and we'll take one of these as well. And then we're just going to be taking some marksmen, heavy crossbowmen, and ooh, Freelancer Knight, very nice. And that will be that, I think. We'll also take the Spearmen, as I do want to keep as much space as possible for the higher tier units, because, as you may see here, our weekly cost is skyrocketing, and we really need to keep note of that and make sure that we don't go overboard. So, yes, that will be fine. Now, we will take some pieces of armor here. As you see, I did stock up on food before we started, just to make sure that we were all ready. So I won't be asking for this either, because I doubt that King Ingveld will be wanting to give it to us, and I think we're probably just going to head on to Telrog Castle. We're just going to be attempting some very cheeky sieges here, and hopefully we will be successful in most of our efforts, and hopefully this will not be a siege tower. If it is a siege tower, then I do believe we are going to be leaving it. And is this fellow wanting to engage us? They are! Oh, that's very interesting. I'm not entirely sure why they would want to do that. I mean, they do have some demon worshippers, they have 3 North Guards, and that is pretty much it. I'm not very afraid of anything else they have available, but they do have 72 prisoners, which would be rather wonderful to rescue, but okay, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to run away from them as far as I can, and then we're going to head back and see what we can do at Telrog Castle. Unfortunately, that does not appear to be the case at the moment. Yes, we're just going to be leaving that. We'll go to Nudar Castle instead, and the Redwoods have declared war against the Hakon, as well as Machiavellia taking Albert Castle. from the Valahir clan. I'm not entirely sure, but for some reason, it appears that every single person, whether it be bandit or vassal, is wanting to engage upon us. So, yes, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but nevertheless, yes, as you see here, look at this. Loads of outlaw mercenary bands. Ah, the slave rebels. Well, I suppose that makes sense. They do have 120 in their party. 267 at Nadar Castle. That is unfortunate. Well, at least the Zann dynasty is near here, which is, I suppose, okay. They are going to be doing a rather significant amount of looting, no doubt. And, yeah, that actually makes me think that because Nadar Castle has so many units there, as well as Tel Rog, maybe we will head on to Arndal instead, because Arndal has only 219 units there, and I think we might have a very good chance. So, I think we're going to head over there. Who's this? Lord Logerson. He is sieging Ismorala Castle at this moment in time, but that may indeed act as a very nice distraction, although there is Queen Trisna, so yeah. 70 Divine Evelings, really? Okay. Well, a little bit too much for my liking. We're just going to be heading over to Ismorala and engaging this fellow once it is not night any further, because I find fighting at night rather difficult. So, let's see what we can do. Yes, there we go. Oh, and it appears... Oh, no. Okay, well, we're just going to be heading in here and seeing what we can do. Yes, we are going to push through the siege lines. And we have reinforcements from Teufelstein as well, joining the battle, which is great. And here we go. Okay, so it is a little bit at night, unfortunately, but it has to be done before the reinforcements from Macavia arrive. So let's just see how well our archers are able to do, and maybe we can get to the front lines here as well, although, as you saw, Lord Logerson does only have a very small amount of units here, so I don't suppose we will be seeing him for very much time at all. And I think as a result of that, I would like to get over there if possible. Let's see if we can squeeze through the troop lines here. Maybe we will be able to. Oh yes, we're actually making some very good progress here. Maybe we will be able to take a couple of these guys prisoner if possible, because as you see at the moment, it does appear that most of our units are using sharp weapons. They're not wanting to take any prisoners whatsoever, but I think it would be rather nice if I would be able to. Come on, let's try our jumping tactic once again. We'll see if we're able to take any prisoner, any lucky shots that we can get. Maybe not, actually. That does not seem to be the case at the moment. You know, if I didn't have damage on the maximum modifiers, I'd probably jump out the window here and see if I could get some sort of flanking maneuver on, but unfortunately that is not the case, so we're just going to have to, yes, jump and slash, or jump and bash, shall we say, yes, jump and bash. Unfortunately that I'm not too close to the front line here. Come on. Yes! Aha! We're actually at the front line now. This is good. A little bit. Faziel is right in front of me here, which is a little unfortunate, I have to admit. We are now standing on his shoulders, so maybe that will give us a little bit more reach. Maybe we'll be able to take that guy down. Yes, we were. And now maybe I can get out onto the ladder and frontal assault these guys, if possible. Come on! Okay, I'm actually going to charge our unit here. I do believe that they can probably step outside, hopefully. Well... Nevertheless, yes, our Perisno rune archers were able to finish the job, and we were awarded 12 renown, very nice renown rewards here, as well as 15 morale, which we of course need, and then increase our relation with the Valahir clan a little bit more as well. We are going to be taking this guy prisoner, and I will be taking these guys as well. That seems fine. We have increased our relation with the Zann dynasty as well, which is even better, and then we'll take a couple of pieces of loot and leave the rest. Okay, well, I think we are going to be ending this episode off here. I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.